Hello guys and welcome back to another video on FootyPod. So today we are going to be doing our England 11s, a 26-man squad for the Euros, which are coming up. They were supposed to happen last year, but they are happening this year due to the pandemic. But we're still really excited. And in this video we are going to be telling you our squads and who we picked, who we've left out. If you want to comment down below your squad, feel free to do so, and please drop a like and a subscription button. So I'll start then. I'm gonna tell you my whole squad. For goalkeepers, I've gone with Nick Pope. I think he's been really good for Burnley this year. Made some crucial saves. Pickford. Now, Jordan Pickford actually, he was not the best at the start of the season, was making mistakes, but I feel like he's improved in the latter stages of the season, so I picked him. And I've also gone with Dean Henderson. I think these are the three best goalkeepers of England at the moment. So yeah, I've gone with these three. So now moving on to my centre backs. This was a pretty tough option actually, because I had two, which was Maguire and Stones, definitely. But the other two, I went with four centre backs in the team. So I went with Flicayo Tomori. I think he's been a rock in Italy this season. So I've picked him. And Ben Godfrey, interestingly, I just feel like he's been so underrated this season. He has been very good defensively. He can go forward. He has pace. That's what you basically want in a centre back. So I've gone with him. He's been massively underrated in my opinion this season. Um, right backs. Now you might know that England have a lot of right backs. Let's just say that a lot of quality right backs. I went with three. I went with Reece James. I just think he's the most all-rounded right back. He can attack, he can defend. I've gone with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Some people are leaving him out for some weird reason. I feel like he's been really good. He's improved. Although he didn't start the season that well, but the quality is still there. So I've gone with him. I've also gone with Kyle Walker. He's just really good for Man City. He's been really good this year. He's got pace, and he's been an England regular, to be honest, for a long time now. I've also gone with, for my centre mids. Now moving on, I've gone with Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips. Both had great seasons, rock solid. And now centre mids. This was a really good, really tough choice actually, because there are loads of centre mids who have been performing well this season. So my first centre mid, Mason Mount, Chelsea Player of the Season. So I think he's just been so good for Chelsea. He's carried them at points of the season, and yeah, I just think he's been really good. I've also gone with Jude Bellingham. Um, Now some of you might think that he's a bit inexperienced in the national team, but I think he's just developing into such a good player that he might be better than some sentiments that England had in the past. I've gone with James Ward-Prowse as well. Now, Southampton fans will agree with me. Yeah, just in Euros, set pieces are crucial, and he's just too good at them. He's got great technique, great deliveries. He can put great balls into the box, and with players like Maguire and Stones, just bullet header. And yeah, now I don't really like this position, but I've still just gone with it. Center attacking mid. I've gone with two. I've gone Phil Foden and Jack Grealish. Although Jack Grealish might play in another position in my 11, which you can you have to wait for it. I'm saying it after I name the squad. So yeah, right wing, Sancho, Greenwood. Sancho definitely. Now Greenwood's not had the best of season by his standards, and you can like tell how good he is because he's setting such high standards for himself at this age. He didn't start the season well at all, But after the Christmas period, I feel like he's improved so much in the recent months. He's just been banging in the goals, and yeah, he's just too good. Fantasy favorite, I can say actually, for me. Um, Left wing, Harvey Barnes. He'll be back for the Euros, surely. I think he was due to be back in April, but his injury got delayed for some weird reason. I think he just needs more recovery time. But yeah, I've gone with him. He'll be back for the Euros. Great player before the injury. Saka. Now, Bukayo Saka, I've only gone with him for the versatility. He can play wing. He can play on the wings. He can play left back. He can play left mid. He's got pace down the flank. He's been brilliant. He's been the best Arsenal player this season. And I really wanted to leave this player out because he's Man City, and he's been horrible this season. Raheem Sterling, he's not been horrible. He's been good, but he's just not exceeded his high standards. Yeah, Raheem Sterling, bang out of form. And moving on to the strikers, this is a very, very controversial opinion. I've not picked Harry Kane. Yeah. No, I'm joking. I've picked Harry Kane. Of course I have. Even with the transfer stories about him, he's just best England player, and yeah, you have to pick him. Backup striker, I've gone with Ollie Watkins. I was debating between Ollie Watkins and Patrick Bamford, but I just feel like Ollie Watkins, he's been so good for Aston Villa. Even though Patrick Bamford has scored 16 goals in the Premier League and Watkins has scored 14, I just feel like he's just better all round, and Bamford doesn't have that much experience in the team. So yeah, this is my whole squad. I'll go through my starting 11 now, and then we can move on. So starting goalkeeper, Nick Pope. Right back, Reece James. Harry Maguire and John Stones centre back. This one hurts me, but I've gone with Chilwell to start because I just don't feel like Luke Shaw has the much experience in starting. He's not played for the English national team in a long time. Chilwell has. He's been good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with him as a start. But Shaw has a really good chance if he keeps performing at his levels that he has this season. So centre mid, Declan Rice and Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse and Declan Rice, great players for their respective sides. Cam, Mason Mount, just brilliant this season. Right mid, I've gone with Sancho, Jadon Sancho. I've said this a lot of times for a lot of players, but I'll say Jadon Sancho because he was not performing well at the start of the season. But then after, I don't know what happened to him after January. He's just literally banging everything, like goals, assists. I mean, yeah, he's just been great for Dortmund. Him and Haaland, what a partnership it is. Although Haaland might leave. And as I said, I think I played Jack Grealish left mid, so I feel like he'll do better at Cam, but like there's so many options for England that that you just can't yeah, just can't leave him out. No, I'm actually might change my decision, but for the video I've gone with Grealish because Foden is just an absolute beast of a player. But yeah, and striker Harry Kane. No argument there. So I've been talking for a long time. Let's move on to someone else. Harry, do you want to go? Sorry, Daniel, do you want to go next?
Yeah, so your picks, I'd say mine are mostly quite similar, but a few small changes, which obviously picking 26 people for a huge tournament is like so difficult. But I've gone for Pope, Sam Johnston, and Pickford in goal. as the goalkeepers. I've gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold, John Stones, Keane, Chilwell, James, Shaw, Mings, Cody, and Walker as all of my defenders. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know exactly who I'd want to play at centre back, but they're just the defenders I'd want. Saka, like Vihan said, he's been Arsenal's best player, I think, and he's just showed that he's very young, but he can still be really good. And yeah, he's very versatile. We want versatility in an only 26-man squad, because if you get any injuries or just need some people in other positions, it's helpful. I've gone for Declan Rice. I just think he's so solid and sort of holding midfield. Foden, once again, just a really good player. Lingard in good form. Mount, Chelsea player of the season, deservedly. He's just been very good this season. Grealish, even though he's out of form a bit because of his very long injury, I'd say he deserves to be in there. Sancho, like Vihan said, he's been so good recently. Calvin Phillips, a bit like Declan Rice, just good in holding midfield. And Henderson, just for a bit of sort of leadership and backup. And then as attackers, I've gone for Sterling, who, as Vihan said, is out of form, has been poor this season. But I think if you're going to have anyone in attack, you do want people like him. Rashford, also the same sort of player, very good on the ball, quick. Kane, it's got to be him. He's just so good. And my backup strikers are kind of Calvert-Lewin and Watkins. So I have gone, as my starting 11, I've got Pope in goal. I just think out of all the goalkeepers, I'd just say he's the most solid. Pickford's all right, but he's just, yeah, he can just be a bit dodgy. Rashford says Vihan said he's forgot Rashford, which, you know, I don't think he should really be in. I've got him in just because best of the rest, you know.
Sorry to interrupt you, Daniel. Please do not send me hate in the comments. I am a United fan, but I completely missed Rashford. So you know what? Bang, Sterling, he can go out of the squad. I'm replacing him with Rashford. I don't even care. Sterling is crap, and Rashford is better. Goodbye.
Well, I mean, we've just witnessed Vihan's clearly a City fan all along. You know, he's just been lying to us. No, I know. I mean, it is difficult because there's just certain players that you just don't really think about. Like, they've been so good, you just don't think about them. But anyway, as I was saying, Pope in goal. I've gone for Chilwell left back. I just think Shaw is probably just edges it going forward, but defensively, I'd say Chilwell's slightly better and he's just a bit more complete. I've gone for Keane and I've also gone for Walker at centre back. Vihan has him as a right back, but I actually think he should play centre back just for the recovery pace and a bit of experience kind of in there. I just think that's the one position that don't really have that great players. I would put Joe Gomez, but he hasn't really played. I've gone for Reece James at right back. Trent is all right, but he's just too bad defensively. I mean, Vinicius Jr. walked all over him. And there can be players all like that in the Euros. So that's why I've gone for James. He's just been in good form. I've gone for Declan Rice, sort of holding midfield, just protecting the defence. It was him or Calvin Phillips, but I've gone for Rice. I just think he's sort of played for England a little bit more experienced, even though he's younger. And I've sort of gone for Mount and Lingard in more sort of attacking. I wouldn't say like attacking midfield like Cam, but I'd say sort of just a bit further forward and just getting involved with sort of the attack while Rice just protects the defence. And I've gone for Rashford at left wing. He's just got pace and he's quite good on the ball. He's just in good form. Kane up front. It's just got to be him. It's just no one else. And I've actually gone for Foden at right wing. I think he can cut in and either play some through balls or have some shots. And I just think he could be quite good there. So yeah, that's my team overall. Obviously, people could get injured till then, but just hope not. Also, the other thing is I haven't got Grealish in because I just think he's just out of form because of how long he was injured for. So I don't think he has the match sort of quality at the moment, that sharpness. But that's my squad. Harry?
Okay, right. My actual squad is... I'll read out all the players first. The players I've got, my 3 goalkeepers are... we've probably said them all. Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, and Nick Pope. The best keepers England has at the moment. I don't really know any other way to put it. All the defenders in my squad are Luke Shaw. He's been good for Man United all season. I also have John Stones, who he's not the obvious choice at centre back because you'd think of other ones, but I believe he is the best. One of the best there is. I've also got Joe Gomez as another one of my centre backs, and I have Kyle Walker in my team as a defender. I got Trent Alexander-Arnold, even though he hasn't had the greatest of seasons. I got one you wouldn't think of, probably because he doesn't play in the Premier League. I got Kieran Trippier, who plays for Atletico Madrid currently. He has had quite a good season from what I've heard and what I've seen. So I think he can probably carry that form over for England in the Euros. And I also have Arsenal's versatile youngster, Bukayo Saka. He can pretty much play anywhere on the pitch, but I have him listed as a defender here. My midfielders would come as James Maddison, Jordan Henderson, Jesse Lingard, James Ward-Prowse, and this might be a bit controversial, but I've got Eberechi Eze. It's biased. I'm a Palace fan. Okay?
Yeah, Palace fan coming out right there.
Oi, 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 oi.
Also, I just want to point out, for me, instead of Keane, I'd have Stones. I just completely walked over him. I don't know why. I have made my squad.
I've just realised I've only made a 23-man squad.
Oh, and by the way, Harry, can I just correct you? Eze is actually out for the rest of 2021 with an Achilles injury that he sustained.
I've just blanked that from my memory because I was sad and it's just completely gone.
So yeah, you might have to pick someone else.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put Grealish in. I have and the rest of my players, I have my attackers. I have Danny Ings, the one you wouldn't think of, but a man who's been in great form all season, Callum Wilson from Newcastle. I think he's played very well this season, scored a lot of Newcastle's goals, especially since this is only his first season at the club. Excuse me. He's scored some decent goals as well. He's scored some important ones, and I think he will be good for England at the Euros. I have now a more obvious one, Jamie Vardy. I also have, because he's a good player all around. As you know, he's retired. I'm terrible at this. He's retired from international football. Let's just pretend he hasn't. I've also got in my squad Marcus Rashford. He's going to be feeding all the children at the Euros, and he's very good for Man United. I've also got Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, and Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood maybe not the first choice, but I think that he will. He's not got much England experience, but I think he'll do well for the squad. So I'll go through my starting 11 now. My starting 11, in goal, I have Nick. Oh, by the way, I'm playing a 4-5-1 with a defensive midfielder. I've got in goal, I have Nick Pope, because he's probably the best keeper England have at the moment. I got Trent at right back, and this is probably not the best idea, considering he's not been great this season. But I don't feel. I could probably get Wan-Bissaka in there, who is another player I like. But I think probably Trent this season. I don't know why. I just feel like he's been good sometimes. saddest moments. I've also got Luke Shaw at left back. My two centre backs are Stones and Gomez. Left wing is Sterling. Right wing is Greenwood. My three centre mids are Madison, J-Links, Hendo, and up top I have Kane.
Okay. Well,
I went for a different three. So I went for Sam Johnston, Nick Pope, and Dean Henderson. And I left out Pickford because, well, I don't want him getting sent off because of tackling Van Dijk, even though Van Dijk's probably not playing in the Euros. So those are my choices. I just think Sam Johnston's been so strong for West Brom this season, and he's been really underrated. And also, I'm a Man United fan, if you didn't already know, and Dean Henderson is a Man United player. So yeah, that works out pretty well. Moving on to the defenders, I've decided not to include Trent Alexander-Arnold, even though he's a brilliant player. He's just dropped off in form a bit, and I don't think we can trust him enough. So I've gone with Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Tyrone Mings, Connor Cody, Carl Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire, Bukayo Saka, and Luke Shaw. I've also left out Aaron Wan-Bissaka there. And then if I move on to the midfield, I have Mason Mount, Phil Foden, Bellingham, Calvin Phillips, Jadon Sancho, Jack Grealish, Jesse Lingard, and James Ward-Prowse. And then my attack is Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Mason Greenwood. So for my starting 11, I'm playing a 4-1-2-1-2. In goal, I'm probably going to go with Nick Pope, but it could be Dean Henderson as well. Right back, I'm going to have to go with the most obvious choice, which is Carl Walker. And then my two centre-backs will be John Stones and Harry Maguire, also the two most obvious choices. And then at left back, I don't think Luke Shaw is quite developed enough, so I'm going to have to go with Chilwell there. Midfield, because it's a 4-2-1-2 wide, I need a holding midfielder, and I'm probably going to go with Calvin Phillips for my CDM. At left mid, I'm going to take someone from the attackers position, so I'm going to take Rashford and put him at left mid because he can play there, and he's played there multiple times for United. And then right mid is I'm going to go with Sancho. And at attacking midfielder, I'm going to go with Foden. I mean, I could have Mason Mount, and he's a really good player, or even Jesse Lingardinho. But yeah, I just think Phil Foden's the choice there. And then strikers are going to be Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Harry Kane for obvious reasons. And that's my team done.
Thank you for watching this video.
Sure.
Please drop a like and subscribe, and goodbye.
One final thing before we end, I just want to point out that's why I put Foden and Mount, because I think they're both amazing. I'm not saying Foden's bad.
Comment down below. Who do you think is better,
yeah.
Mason Mount or Phil Foden?
Mount.
I think they're both amazing, which is why it's so annoying that they're playing the same position.
Right, we should end it off here. We should end it off.
Anyway,
We should end it off. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.